Hi, I'm Candace,
I'm YE.
and we are on here today to give our 6 month update. We've been married about 6 months and a couple of days, and I know we haven't made a video in a while, so I just wanted to give an update on how things have been going in our marriage and in our lives. Um, did you want to say anything or no?
I'm on open book, so this is a freestyle Sunday instead of freestyle Fridays, freestyle Sunday. So
Okay, so
talk about whatever floats your boat.
okay, so I just wanted to say that anybody that's been married before knows that marriage is hard. And even though I absolutely love my husband and I think that our marriage is great, it has been a struggle recently. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, we've had some issues back and forth, which is one of the reasons why we haven't made a video because we have wanted to, but we've never got to the point where we could until now. So I figure while things are good, we might as well try to make a video today. Um, let's see. I don't know how much my husband wants to talk about, but if he wants to explain any of the struggles that he's been going through, do you want to?
I would say that I had a job at Dollar Tree. Was working, things was going good. You know, I'm not 20 years old anymore. Was working a truck, and I probably should have kept the job, but I didn't keep the job, and some struggle with depression, maybe some struggle with some insecurities, and you know, but still learning and growing every day. Marriage is takes an extreme amount of patience. Something that I'm learning on the job, and my patience is growing and stretching, and I'm prepared for it. It really from going to being a single bachelor, living on my own to being married is gonna come with growing pains. If to the single fellas or to the married that want to be married or to the married fellas out there already, understand about the trust it takes. You understand that you guys don't always have to spend all your time together. Sometimes space is a good thing. Space is healthy. Space is provides growth, healing, and gives you time to work on yourself and the space so you can come back while you're working on yourself and still be a better person, whether that be going to the gym working on yourself, whether that be reading, whether that be writing, whether that be cooking by yourself, shop, anything by yourself sometimes is a good thing. Not all the time, but it provides a chance for my wife and I to be better people by ourselves, so we could be better people to even better people together, kind of thing.
Okay, that's nice. Well, I would have to say my husband did touch on the fact that he has been going through some depression and different things like that, and I would have to say that that has played a big role in um, how our relationship has gone so far. I wouldn't say it's 100% his um, the way he's feeling because I have to admit I have some issues I need to work out too. As like I get frustrated and it comes out as anger a lot of the times. I have a lot of pressure on me and um, I do get frustrated a lot, and so I feel like with our two personalities, he's very calm and sweet and sensitive, and I'm very sensitive as well. I'm just more hardened with my sensitivity. So there has been some struggles because the way he expresses himself and the way I express myself is two different ways. If I get upset, I want to shut down, and like the moment I get upset, it's like I don't care anymore. I don't want to talk about it. Whatever you want to do is fine. He is more, when he gets upset or he feels like he's under pressure, he has a fight or flight. So he wants to leave the situation. And so he wants to leave. I don't care if he leaves. You can just tell what happens. So it has been a struggle at times. But I have to admit that we always realize that we're better together, and we want to actually be together and make things work. Um, yeah, I mean, I love my husband. We have been together. Um, we've been married for 6 months, but of course, we got married like 35 days after we met. So we've known each other, what, a little bit over 7 months. And I would have to say he is still the only person that I feel like is the person that I really want to be with, or felt like I've ever been in a relationship where it's been great. Like, I really do love this man, and I love being with him. I love our friendship. I love how we experience life together. I love everything about being with him. There's issues, as in any relationship, in any marriage, there's always going to be issues, but it matters how you work things out, because different opinions, different people, you're going to have different ways that you approach situations. And if you can figure out a way of coming together, even if you can't agree, but agreeing to disagree sometimes is a better option than giving up altogether. So I feel like as long as we're both in it and we are committed to making it work, then that's a great thing. Sometimes it can be a toxic thing. And I admit that, it, like, our arguments and stuff, it might get a little bit unhealthy. But we are committed to um, getting counseling and finding different avenues that can help us to be able to communicate with each other better and be able to better understand each other's points of view, which is very important in any relationship, but especially in a marriage with two people coming together and sharing a life together, and they have different experiences in life and everything. You have to figure out a way for your opinion is valid and my opinion is valid, and we have to still come together somehow, and that's where it takes work, it takes commitment, it takes sometimes outside help, and it takes dedication. You have to be willing to do the hard work in a relationship, and I think that we can do that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. Of course. That's big facts. Fellas out there, sometimes us as men, if a conversation or some, is starting to go south or go north, however you want to say, us as men, we want to, be like, well, I'm right, or I'm gonna leave, or you get upset and you don't think about all the hard work that you put in to love your woman, at that moment, all those hours on the phone or hours together, all those nights together, all that work that you put in to love your wife, you know, fellas, you know, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you might forget about all that and just want to leave or do something you're going to regret or, you know, say something you're going to regret or, you know, try to talk to somebody else, you know, God forbid, you know, and you know, you have to think about, you know, all that time you put in with your wife or your loved one or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, like all the time, like all the hours that we spent on the phone even before meeting, or all the hours we put, all the time you put together, like are you really willing to throw that away over a couple disagreements and say, you know what, you know, I don't know if I can do this, like, and you know, and if you're going through something similar, or you know, you're feeling what I'm saying, you know, there's options. You know, there's counseling. You know, marriage counseling. There's counseling for yourself. You know, there's exercise. You know, and you never like. One thing that my father told me, may God rest his soul, is you want to try to never go to sleep mad with your spouse. You know, when y'all go to bed together, you know, try to make sure, you know, even if I love how my wife said, agree to disagree. Agree to disagree, but don't go to bed mad at each other. Tell each other that you love each other, and tell each other good night. Don't go to bed mad at each other. Just stuff like that, you know, goes a long way. You know, before, you know, I know a lot of men, you know, with their cars or with their money, or, you know, they got big egos, you know, I see it every day, men and their egos, you know, and it's hard for some men, a lot of men, me used to be included, you know, to let your ego go, you know, eat some humble pie, like they say, you know, in the sports world, eat some humble pie, you know, humble yourself, you know, don't let your ego get in the way of something that you built up so much with your wife to want to lose it. And then if you say, oh well, you know, F this, I'm gonna leave and I'm just gonna do me, then who is the guarantee that she or he is not gonna be there to take you back the next time? And then you're gonna have all those memories of you talking, building all that time, putting in all that work, and you're gonna be like, well, I can still get it back. I can still get it. You're not gonna get it back. You know, that's why I try. You know, cherish. You know, marriage is sacred. Even having a loved one is sacred. You know, put in the hard work. Think about the hard work before you. What I guess the younger kids call before you crash out on something. So, yeah, I would just say, you know, mind, body, and soul. You know, and that's pretty much what I got for now.
Okay. Well, the other thing that's been going on in our relationship is the fact that we found out that we are pregnant a couple of weeks ago, and it's been a struggle to get pregnant, right? Like, we've been married 6 months in a couple of days, and we've been literally trying to have a baby since we got married, right? And so we are very excited, but there has been a lot of complications with the pregnancy. Let's see, I think I've known that I've been pregnant for about maybe 2.5 weeks now. And like, I've had spotting and different issues since I found out that I was pregnant. I've been in and out of the hospital, checking on the baby, getting ultrasounds, getting blood work done, and they're saying that it might be an ectopic pregnancy, but it's too early to tell. So that has been very difficult. My husband, he is the forever optimist, so you know, the baby can pull through, and because they don't know if it's an ectopic pregnancy at this point, they're suspecting it. but they're not 100% sure. So I still have to have more tests done and everything. Um, Hopefully, I'm praying that it's not. Um, but I'm more realistic with things. My husband, he has, I mean, he's very, very optimistic, and I'm glad that he is because that brings a kind of a balance to our relationship because I'm not a pessimist, but I am a realist in a lot of things. But like bringing hope to situations is the best thing, because God, he operates in hope. So when we hope for things, it helps God to move. And so I am really, really trying to be hopeful. And maybe next time we have a video, we'll have a great update to let you all know. I am hoping and praying. And do you have anything that you want to say about this?
Sure. Um, you know, I hope for the best. Pray for the rest. I'm gonna keep hope alive. My God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He works miracles. Our God changes atmospheres. It also could be, that it's too early for them to even see the baby yet. So that also has been explained to us by a doctor or two that it might just be too early to even see the child, the baby on the ultrasound. I'm hoping that it's a miracle baby. It pushes through. Next time we get this ultrasound, the blood work, everything goes well, and we could tell our baby that it's a miracle baby. People didn't think that you was gonna make it, but you made it. I'm also a realist as well, so if something bad happens, then that's life. Life is a school of hard knocks for the most time, learning lessons. So I have a contingency plan. If something bad were to happen. So I am optimistic. I am hopeful, but I'm not naive or about the situation. But I know that the Lord, the Lord, the Lord has worked for me in my life and moved for me, like my wife said, and moves for you. And if you've been through something like this, or if you go through something like this, keep it in mind. Just prayer. Prayer changes. I'm hoping that our little C baby, because we want to name our child with start with the C, called our C baby, because we haven't totally decided on a name. Our C babies are twins, our triplets, our quadruplets, our quintuplets. I mean, it's and fellas, really appreciate your wife's health and put your wife's health first. Don't be selfish in any situations where your wife is when she's not feeling well, or always put your wife's health first. That's something I've also learned, because that's your wife or your soulmate. You don't get too many chances to have a woman in your life like that. And then we know how things go. One day I could be gone, God forbid. And then you saying, well, I wish I wouldn't have treated him like this, or I wish I wouldn't have treated him like that. So always be conscious of your spouse's health, and especially if this is what my wife is going through at this time. My number one priority is my wife's health. It's the baby my wife's health is the number one priority. Obviously 1B would be our child. Hopefully it's too early to see if the baby is there. So I am an eternal optimist. I am. I got jokes sometimes, but sometimes life can get serious most of the time. So that's if you see this, and you know, pray. If you pray, you know, give us some prayers. Hopefully it's, you know, our miracle baby, and I could be saying yes. So
I just have one question. What is your contingency plan? Because I'm like, what?
the grieving process.
Okay.
The grieving process. You know, if it does turn out to be one of these rare pregnancies where the child is not viable, I know it's going to be a grieving process for me. And so, yeah, that's definitely something I don't want to go through. But, you know, like I said, there's other resources available to us, available to me, you know, counseling, therapy, and stuff like that before, you know, just doing something you might regret.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that because I didn't want any questions. But
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe not the best word for it, but I love you.
I love you too, baby. But I feel like that's all that's been going on in our lives. Like it's been good. It's had its ups and downs, like any. I mean, that's how life is. Like my husband said, like that's just how life is. But this is my man, and I'm sticking with him.
Right.
Right.
You're my wife, and this is my only time. So you're the one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. All right. So as always, I like to say, remember that. What do I say? Pregnancy brain. I like to call it Skylar brain, but hold on a second.
And fellas, if you're watching this, and
Okay.
you know, you might have some. This is a different subject. If you're watching this, fellas, or even women, if you're watching this, or if y'all watching this together, you know, trust the person, and even sometimes blindly trust. Most of the time, blindly trust the person that you're in a relationship with. You know, don't ask what they're doing on their phone. You know, don't ask, you know, if they, you know, like I said, y'all don't have to spend every waking moment together. Like, you know, there's times apart. Like, you know, when I go play basketball by myself, I come back better, and she notices the difference. You know, when I'm not playing than to when I'm playing. You know, just I would say, you know, I mean, trust your partner. You know, what's done in the dark will come to light. So, you know, if something, you know, that, you know, the Lord will put that upon, the Holy Spirit will put that upon you. But I would say, if you're dealing with issues of trust, just trust. Just trust. Even if you don't want to trust, just trust. You know, be respectful. You know, don't crash out on some stuff that you think just because, oh, she's pretty and, you know, or he's handsome, and, you know, so especially if you guys have never had that issue before like that, no one has stepped out like that. So especially if no one has stepped out, I can maybe understand. Still, I would still trust, but I would understand. But, you know, especially if no one's stepping out, just trust. You know, take a deep breath and trust, and the Lord has a way of moving you into the direction He wants you to be, into your purpose that He wants for you. You know, you could go, it's like a maze. And life is like a maze sometimes in the spiritual world. Like, you can go to certain dead ends, and you be like, oh shoot, I can't get out this dead end in this maze. But always you get back out, and you might have went to that dead end, but the Lord always getting you to where He needs you to go, even if you take the wrong turns. So,
Thank you for that, babe.
you're welcome.
And as always, like I like to say, remember that God loves you. Take care and be blessed.